Gold standard of sports betting shows where we talk the talk and walk the walk.
That is exactly what we do here, Andy, and I am pumped up for a Wednesday edition. We got NBA Finals Game 4. Hide your Spurs jerseys. That's all we'll say there. Ski is going to be joining us. We're going to talk Sparks and Storm as well with him. We got 2 baseball games with the great Brian Power, but right now, Andy, we have your Wager Talk Today play of the day, and we're going to that aforementioned Game 4. What are we eyeing here, brother?
Going to go obscure because I think those are the best props to take. We're going with Jose Alvarado. Very low number here. 5.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. He's had 12, 7, and 8 in the first 3 games of the series. His minutes are very, very consistent. 11 minutes per game. He comes in and spells Brunson. He's getting 4 potential assists, 4 rebound chances, and 5 field goal attempts. That adds up to 13. And when I do these player props, what I need to see from the field goal attempts, the potential assist and rebound chances, I need him to be more than double what the number on the prop is. So this checks all the boxes here, Dan. I do think this is a game because I believe they have a couple days break. The starters, they're going to be in there. They're going to be playing a lot of minutes tonight. But they're not going to be playing all of them. So guys like Alvarado are going to come in, and someone like Alvarado knows got to come in hot. So I look for him to. I got 10 minutes to get my stats in, so let's do it. Let's roll with Jose Alvarado, and this is a client play. I have put this one in officially. Yeah. Absolutely.
I didn't have the Jose Alvarado PRA on my bingo card here, but it will be on my betting card. When I first started introducing this, Andy, I was like, did I have the graphic wrong? I thought I'm wearing my Phillies cap. I was like, Jose Alvarado definitely isn't going to have any points, rebounds, and assists. The Phillies pitcher surely won't have any. But no, we're talking Jose Alvarado in the basketball game this evening. So yeah, at first I was like, wait, are we doing a pitcher prop? Or we so now we're all clear. Jose Alvarado, PRA. Let's do it, Andy. Let's go over, brother.
Yeah, we had a nice hit yesterday. Trevor Rogers did not go over, so we correctly called that one. That one felt good. I was terrified, but the books did not get me. I finally got the books for a change. So, by the way, Dinger Tuesday, holy. You guys crushed Dinger Tuesday. I believe we had 3 winners on Dinger Tuesday. I thought this was going to be pretty hard, man. I would say, well, we're lucky to get 1, but we had 3. So congratulations, guys. We'll be listing those winners and putting 3-day passes on your account. So congratulations for that. But we got to talk to Brian Power. We got to see if he's got some dingers for us.
BP, how's your dinger doing, buddy?
Dinger is doing okay, guys. I guess that's a good thing, and glad to be here with you here today. Talking a couple interesting baseball games. Boy, is everyone good. I'm just going to give you a heads up. You're all going to really strongly dislike what I say about this Dodgers.
Hell yeah. That's we love that, BP. That's why we love when you're on, because BP ain't afraid of the comments section. That's one thing I know about my man, Brian Power. No. In fact, you invite them. All right, brother. Well, invite them to tell me you're not fading Shohei Ohtani, are you? I mean, yesterday we joked about how Lauer was on the mound for the Dodgers and, how were the Pirates favorites? Well, it all blew up in our face because the Dodgers just ran roughshod, I guess we could say, over this Pirates lineup. So now we got Dodgers Pirates part 2 here. As I mentioned, it looks like we got Shohei on the mound, which is why you're seeing this minus 190. Jones opposing him is what I'm seeing as my projected pitchers. This one going at 640 BP. What say you? Repeat of last night?
Well, Dan, what interests me a lot of times when I'm breaking down a matchup and we have a data point as a series progresses, always interesting to me how the individual starting pitching matchups influence the money line pricing on a game-by-game basis. You've kind of set the table here. Last night, we saw the Pirates close as a $1.20 favorite with Paul Skeens on the mound against the same Dodgers team. If you caught yesterday's edition of the Morning Wager, Mark Zell and I, we kind of had a bit of a different take. I said there was no way, not even at home with Skeens starting, that the Pirates should be a favorite against the number 1 team in my power ratings. Oh, by the way, the Pirates were 0-4 in Skeens' previous 4 starts. Well, you can now make it 0-5. because Dodgers won last night by a score 12-3. Wasn't necessarily on Skeens, obviously, when he exited in the sixth after the sixth inning game was tied 2-2. Obviously, don't need to fill you in then. You guys can just guess how poorly things went for the Pirates bullpen last night. But you fast forward to today's game, and Dan, as you laid out, the Dodgers are huge money line favorites, around -200 with Ohtani starting. And I'm not going to tell you that starting pitching should not be a significant part of your handicap when betting baseball. It should. And I get that Ohtani is off to a historically great start on the mound this season. His current ERA, guys, 0.56. That's the third best through the first 10 starts of a season since 1913. So over 100 years there. But I just can't get away from the fact, Dan and Andy, that we're talking about a situation here. Dodgers closed around even money yesterday. Now they're -200. Different starting pitchers, obviously, but the same two teams otherwise. That's a big shift to me. Now, am I going to tell you to bet the Pirates in this game? No. But getting them +1.5 on the run line, around even money, seems like kind of a decent value to me. Jared Jones, you mentioned the starter for Pittsburgh, Dan. Last week on the morning wager, you talk about the comments section, everyone in the comments section said I was insane for backing Jones. Oh, didn't you see how he looked in his first start? Well, the Pirates like this kid, and Jones responded with 5 shutout innings and 4 hit ball against the Astros. Nice free play winner for me. In terms of the total, I do agree with the market here. We've seen the number move from 7.5 to 8.5. That's for good reason. The Dodgers are the highest scoring road team in all of baseball at 6 runs per game. But the Pirates, Dan and Andy, are the highest scoring home team, 5.53 runs per game. I think, hey, Pirates +1.5. If you have to twist my arm, make me do something with the side, that's what I would do. And then I do agree with the market on the over.
I like it. And somewhere, our friend Adam Trigger is smiling with the +1.5.
I know. I kind of want to yell at him. Come on, Trig, back me up here. Come on. Pirates +1.5 is the value play.
Shout it from the rooftops. Fading slightly, I guess you could say, is Ohtani and big money line favorites. Not Brian Powers' bag, baby. No. We can much like your cousin Austin Powers, not his bag, baby. All right, let's do this. Oh, that's not your game that you're going to be talking about here. We're going to be.
I'm going to be going to that game though in about an hour. I'll tell you that.
Well, that's why I put it up. That's why I put it up. It was all planned. It was all planned,
yes.
PP. But you will be giving us a play here, and you actually have some deeper thoughts that we'll pick your brain on here. Atlanta Braves and the Chicago White Sox. The thing is, Chris Sale, who kind of was an automatic, like, give me Chris Sale first 5, I'll even lay run, half runs with Chris Sale in the first 5, kind of blew up in my face in his last outing. At least wasn't his day, I guess we could say, against the Blue Jays. Now it's looking for a bounce back start is Chris Sale and the Braves as they're taking on the Chicago White Sox here on the road. So Chris Sale, you like the automatic play with him. You see the money line favorite. I know you love laying that chalk, BP. Thoughts on this game and maybe this series moving forward?
Yeah, it's a great starting pitching matchup here. You talked about Sale for the Braves. Well, let's not undersell what Davis Martin has done for the White Sox. But we'll just throw some numbers behind Sale here, some additional numbers besides what you just laid out, Dan. He did allow the season high of 10 hits last time out, okay? But only 3 runs. Only once in 12 starts this season has Sale allowed more than 3 runs. He's allowed 2 runs or fewer 9 times. We're talking about a guy top 5 in ERA at 2.23, top 12, in WHIP at 1.03, top 7 in FIP, 2.88. But guess who one of the 6 guys with a lower FIP is? That would be Davis Martin, who also has a top 10 ERA and a 1.11 WHIP. Now, Martin's going to be starting on an extra day of rest here because he too was worse than normal. His last time out, it was a season worst outing. In fact, I know the Braves lineup is formidable, guys, but I do expect a rested Martin to bounce back here. Just like Sale, he too has allowed 2 runs or fewer in 9 of 12 starts. So needless to say, I would anticipate a lower scoring start to this game, much lower scoring than yesterday when the score was 4-3 after just 4 innings. Note, only 1 more run was scored before things went to extras. White Sox win it in extras, walk-off fashion, 2-run homer from Braden Montgomery, who was making his big league debut. But this total's low for a reason, Dan. I would look at the under 7.5. If you want to leave the bullpens out of it and go first 5 under, okay, I'm not going to fight you on that. But I will close with this. This is an actual bet that I have made, and it is the Chicago White Sox to win the AL Central. I got it at plus 500. They're down to plus 400 right now. I talked about this on the morning wager yesterday. This team that's only right now, guys, is a half game out of first place. And I don't have a lot of faith in the other teams in this division. Kansas City's dug themselves an early hole. I think Minnesota's going to stink in the second half. They'll probably be sellers at the deadline, trade deadline, that is. Detroit, they may trade Scooble. And the current first place team, who I'm about ready to go see up I-77, my hometown Guardians, before the season, I projected them to be closer to 500. They were a team that had that unbelievable finish last year to sneak into the playoffs. I'm a little skeptical of them. I get there's reason for the market to be skeptical of this White Sox team. They've obviously been in the doldrums the last several seasons. They were projected to lose 90-plus games again this year. But there's a lot of young talent here that is maturing quicker than expected, much quicker than expected. In fact, I don't think the market's giving the Sox enough credit, guys. Plus 400 on a team that's only a half game out of first place right now. I think they could take care of business and win this division. This is a division, the AL Central, that will probably only send one team to the playoffs. So, Zeno's like, well, you can, bet the White Sox to make the playoffs, Justin. You're not going to get as good enough return. But I don't know, man. I say swing for the fences. 4-1 to win the division. Cool to me.
Care to make things interesting on the over-under in the Braves-White Sox game, Brian?
Oh, wow. Sure, we could do that. Wow.
Let's give away a 3-day pass. I like the over. Martin and Sale cannot be trusted. Last 2 games for Sale have not been good. Martin started off red hot. 2 out of last 3 starts, I don't think he's been that good. So we'll have a little fun with this one. Put in the comments section. Dan, you tell them about it, but I like the over.
Yeah. So nice and easy. So we're going, BP's liking the under. He's saying that it's low for a reason. 7.5 is what we will grade it at here, gentlemen. So if you like the under, comment below Brian and your WagerTalk username. If you like the over, comment below Andy and your WagerTalk username. If your side wins this over and under, your capper of choice, so to speak, you'll be entered in to win a free 3-day flex pass. That's how we make things interesting here, BP. I like it.
All right. I like it. It's the first time Andy had done that. Andy'd always been so polite to me when on the program.
The folded arms. It was very like wrestling promo-esque.
I was a little scared, to be honest with you.
As you should be. You should be scared because Andy has been kicking people's asses in these head-to-heads. I'm not going to lie. So
I don't like that.
Yeah, so that unfortunately is what I have to report for you. I thought he was going to have pushback on your thought that Chicago is going to win the AL Central, but
so did I. I was like, all right, I didn't know I'm going on a limb. Yeah, he zigged. He kind of hit me with the 1-2 there.
No, yeah. Andy hates it because sometimes for like I'll play of the days, I'll give like a future or a game that's like on Saturday, and Andy's like, no, people want action today. So he's like, no, we'll talk about Brian Power's crazy take that Chicago is going to win the AL Central for the first time since 2021 on another day. But today we're facing off over and under. Comment below, Brian, or your comment below with Andy. I'm glad Sean brought this up, Andy, because I was going to ask the same exact thing for our man BP. You are at the game. One of the running bits of this show, the best betting show ever, the morning wager, basically the running bit of Brian Power's life, is that he's going to a game. You bet the under. Sean asked, you mentioned that you're going to that Cleveland and Yankees game, much to the chagrin of our friend Mark Zeno. Is the under trend still alive, or are we betting something else? Because last time you gave us a play at 1 here. So what's the ballpark play of the day?
Yeah, it was the Guardians' first 5. Boy, did they leave that late when they got all their runs with two outs at the bottom of the 5th. I would bet the under in this game. Look, guys, you talk about the New York Yankees. This was a team that all season long has scored fewer runs per game on the road than they have at home. And oh, by the way, significant absence in that lineup right now. Aaron Judge not playing. I gave out the under for yesterday's game on the morning wager. As a matter of fact, I had talked about the series opener. Not only did that go to extra innings, which inflated the number of runs scored, there was a lot of sloppy play in the field in the series opener early on, which led to 3 additional runs being scored that should not have been scored. So look, second straight time, Dan, that I'm catching Parker Messick live and in the flesh He started the last time I went to a Guardians game. I think he can do a good job here. Rodon, I think, can do a good job for the Yankees. So, yeah, if I would co-sign the under. It's not a client release or anything, but you know what? If I get to the game in time, I'll probably be on the under too. Why not?
It's alive and well. BP, what do you got rocking here for tonight? WT.buzz/BP. Also, speaking BP, the WC World Cup is kicking off tomorrow. We got Mexico in action. I think that game's at 3 p.m. And then our other game that we got is going at 9 p.m. So some soccer action coming your way. You said you're going to start this tournament slow, learn a little bit here in group play. But what are you going to have rocking tonight for clients and as we head towards the weekend, brother?
Yeah, for tonight, we got a 2-for-1 deal going on right now. You can get my top Major League Baseball bet as well as my bet for NBA Finals Game 4 right now at my page. It was a tough loss last night. I got too cute laying the half run with the Reds in the first 5. I thought, hey, if the Reds are going to win, it's going to be because they're going to get up to a good start. Well, wouldn't you know, it was 2-2 after 5, and they wound up actually stealing it in extra innings. Nevertheless, we are still up over 40 units since April 17th, 58-38 all sports run. We are 32-18 our last 50 Major League Baseball bets. And going back to last year, 30-14 in the NBA playoffs at a 68%. So you get 2 plays today, $29, WT.buzz/BP. And as Dan did indicate, probably nothing for me on the first 2 days of the World Cup, but there will be plenty of World Cup action as this tournament progresses at my page.
Don't threaten me with a good time, BP. Best of luck. Have fun at the game, man. Under. The streak continues. Appreciate you. WT.buzz/BP is where you can find his best bets at. And Andy, man, we have a play that has been put up that we absolutely love. And this evening we have some plays. This weekend we have some plays. Buy 3 days and get 3 days free. You can get 6 days of action. That's what I'm going to suggest that they do when you head on over to WT.buzz/AL, because the next 6 days for us, Andy, volume will be had, and it's volume that we're liking a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting because it's kind of a dead time of year, and it's really not. We went 2-1 on the $5 Tuesday play, so thank you everybody that got all 3 of those. That's two straight winning $5 Tuesday days. So I know those are important. We have a lot of people that jumped on board for those. But 4% NBA best bets; those have been absolutely crushing the 4%ers. We got MLB. Me and Ski are doing. We both had some winners in WNBA. We ended up on the exact same play, which is kind of amazing. But we have a 5% NASCAR play that goes off on Sunday as well. So that's something that we have focused. And we got a World Cup play tomorrow. So there is a lot of plays to be out there, guys. Player prop in MLB went up. We're on a 12-2 MLB run. So we are seeing things really, really good. Johnny pointed out we're number 1 to start off June. So running really hot. So WT.buzz/AL. And yeah, this is a great time of year for specials. WagerTalk runs a lot of them just because there's not a whole lot going on. So we'll run a bunch of specials.
Save people some cash. Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah. It really is smart, guys. We got good long-term specials up there. You just want 3 days. You're going to get 3 free. You want to get everything up until football starts to give us a little bit more long-term to show what you're doing. Or if you've seen what you like and you want to jump on board for a year, that's discounted down as well. So a lot of good actions, a lot of good action. So, all right, we got to bring on Ski. We got to get our basketball fix that is in. We're going to talk NBA and WNBA. Ski, how are you, sir? Happy Wednesday.
What up, fellas? I'm good. I can't complain at all. Yesterday we both had a winner. That Valkyrie's game over. So I'm happy, man. Everything's been going well. NBA is going well. WNBA winner. See if we can win again today.
Yeah, before we talk about the game tonight, what's been your take on this series? Knicks lead 2-1. You could argue the Spurs stopped that momentum, that huge run that the Knicks are on. What's your take on the series so far before we talk about tonight's game?
My take on the series so far is it was surprising. One of the games, I think it was game 2, the Spurs just, were very disappointed. I thought that they were a lot better than they showed. But in this last game, that was pretty impressive to me. It was more of the Spurs, the more of the Spurs that I expected to see throughout the series. They made some pretty good adjustments. And now it's looking like it's time for New York to see if they have a counter. So, as much as everybody thought Knicks in 4 series is already over, we could really have a competitive series.
All right, well, let's do it. Let's talk about game 4 tonight. Knicks are obviously at home. We don't have the you could call it a distraction that we had in the last game, but altercations after the game. New York still coming in as a little favorite, -2, over under at 216.5. What's your take on this game?
My bad. My internet, I guess, cut out for a second. But yes, on the show I do with Rob, I absolutely did call it a distraction in the last game. This game, I talked about some of those adjustments that teams were making. My bad here. I guess I need to go a little bit up. Talked about some of those adjustments that they made. And for the Spurs, like a lot of the struggles they were having was they weren't able to get out in transition. New York made a consistent effort to get back and protect the paint and make them have to beat rotations and shoot over the top. And after a couple games, trying a couple different things that didn't work, they finally found an adjustment that did work. They brought the double screens, and it didn't allow New York to kind of tag Wemby and keep him out of the paint. He had a lot more access to the paint in game 3. So New York has been a really good defensive team. I thought game 3's adjustments were going to be more offensive. I think this one's going to be more defensive. New York, they win 13 games in a row, really elite defense. I think that there's some things that they can do. Does it mean that they're going to win? I'm not sure about that. The Spurs could very well be up 2-1 in this series. I think a lot of people are still not giving the Spurs enough credit. So I think we'll see a lot of defensive adjustments, especially from the Knicks side. And I think that the Spurs shouldn't be overlooked.
Yeah, this is just going to be. Do you buy into the officiating thing? I thought it was nonsense. You bought into it. Okay, tell.
Watching that game, I mean, for one, we all say the same thing all the time, right? I mean, the NBA is going to make more money if we go to more games in the series, right? And it just so happened that in the second half of the game, what was it, 24 free throws for the Spurs compared to 8 for the Knicks? I mean, I don't think it's too much of a coincidence. So I like what Mike Brown said. He said, yeah, we fouled some, but they fouled too. I just have seen it too many times to ignore it. That's just me.
Move your feet, Knicks. Stop hacking. Stop reaching. Play defense with your feet, not your hands. Come on, guys. All right. Well, let's break down WNBA. We gave you the Sparks. What a transition for Ski. Goes from the NBA Finals to one of the all-time worst WNBA teams we've seen with the Seattle Storm here. The poor Storm here, Ski. They really can't get anything going. They have 3 wins, and I think 2 of them are against Connecticut, one of the other worst teams in there. Obviously, the spread becomes the big equalizer here. So we got the Sparks at -7, over under 170.5. Man, what do you do with this Seattle Storm team?
Well, to talk about the side first, I mean, yes, I agree with you. Seattle has been absolutely terrible, but they did get Malonga back, and that's a big boost offensively, defensively. You see in that last game, I think they scored 91 points, even though they lost. That's a big step up from what they've been doing in the games since she's been in concussion protocol. So they do have that going for them if you like the Storm. But just in general, they haven't been playing great basketball. This Sparks team, what they did in their last game was really impressive. I mean, the Sparks, if you follow WNBA, you know them to be an offensive powerhouse. They beat you by outscoring you, right? Now, last game, they won by close to 20 points. They did not shoot the ball well. They shot, I think, 27% from 3. So that means the Sparks were clamping. Sparks were D'ing up, and that's not what we're usually used to for the Sparks. So if they're going to keep that up, that's absolutely a team that can win by margin. I mean, we know how potent the offense is, and they held Portland to 29 points in the second half of that game. They were literally playing like a different team in the second half, like a fire was lit under them. So if you carry that momentum into this game, I think the Sparks can cover. So I would agree with the movement on the side. I disagree with the movement on the total going up. Like I said, we know the kind of team the Sparks have been in the past, but with the lately the focus on defense and what I saw in the second half of that last game, combined with the Storm, who, yes, their offense has been pathetic. I think they're the second worst offensive rated team this year, but they're also a top 5 defensive rated team. So I think we could see more defense in this game. I disagree with it going up. I played under. That's the play I actually have in my pocket. If you want to read a little bit more about it, I do have, 6 paragraphs on my page at WagerTalk. So that's what I'm rocking with. That's how I see this game going.
All right, hard to argue with that. So I would have to concur on that one. Can't go head to head with Ski on something like that. So you have been absolutely crushing the NBA playoffs. Every time I think I'm doing good, I see your stats, and I'm just like, come on, man, leave some room for us, Ski. So what do you have up for tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I did, give you some analysis on the game. I do have a 5% best bet. As you can see there, things have been going really well in the association, playoffs especially, 33-15. And tonight, just another situation that I really, really love. After watching the game more than one time, I have a pretty strong opinion on how this game is going to go. And I'm putting my money where my mouth is. So that's what I have up for tonight. 5%. You can check it out at WagerTalk. And I gave you the WNBA play. If you maybe need to read it again, you can go check that free play out on my page as well.
Nice. Ski Profit crushing NBA, WNBA. Thank you so much for joining us. Love having you every Wednesday. Appreciate it. Good luck on the 5% tonight, man.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me. Later.
Oh, 5% are stressful, Dan. They're exciting.
Yeah,
they're
but they're
fun, but
exactly. But also, it's like a guy like Ski, he's not just firing them off willy-nilly, you know what I mean? So like this is a play, when Ski has a 5%er, that's one of the guys who I'll sit up, But again, folks, when you're betting it, remember that 5%ers, they're just 1% more than the 4% play. So even when we love these type of plays, make sure you're not pulling the rubber band fully off.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. So the first quarter, yeah, Seth brings up San Antonio first quarter has just been on an absolute tear. And
can we do it again?
There is, yeah. I'll look it up, but I think it's 7 in a row that they've done this. They're coming out really, really hot. So we'll see if that happens. But yeah, I put in Discord, they've been putting kids, that bet's been putting kids through college, if you were able to identify that trend. So not sure why. I don't know why the first quarter, but it's been working. So we'll see. The 1 day rest worries me a little bit in this one, but hasn't affected them, previously to this one. So
physical game.
All right. Let's do all around the world, and then we'll get out of here. For those of you that follow me on social media, by the way, I've just completely rebranded my Twitter account. So
have to.
The algorithm is messed up. I can't talk anymore about sports betting on TikTok with the new ownership and stuff. So I've rebranded it to go over reselling and some of my other businesses. It's just an overall, look at, my journey of building businesses. Seth, you should do this. Seth, you should totally do this with your beef jerky business. Cause Seth goes to trade shows and conventions and stuff with his jerky. But we totally did the Storage Wars thing, Dan. We're helping this lady sell her brother's things, and she's like, yeah, he's got a storage unit. I think it's full of trash. Not full of trash. Turns out he was a highly skilled. He's a highly skilled carpenter. That's where a lot of tools are. And it turned out he lived in Arizona and Alaska and was an avid hunter, fisherman. The fishing gear,
top of the line,
dude. He has a deep sea fishing rig. The reel's the size of my head.
Badass. That's badass.
Fly and lures galore. And he did not go with the cheap shit. So that was fun. We actually went live on Twitter and went through the whole going through a locker and
see that'll play on Twitter. It's a shame, dude. It really was my absolute fit. It's where I got all my news from. It's where I would interact with people. And interaction on that site, the artist formerly known as Twitter, is just like an all-time low, man. It's a shame. You know, you go to your For You page, none of the shit that's on the For You page is anything you've wanted to search before. So yeah, it does feel like you're stuck in a little bit of cycle on that, man. It's brutal.
Yeah, Andrew says my new cover on Twitter looks great. RJ says assist from AI. No, not the assist. Did the whole thing. So
there you go.
Who does their own graphics anymore these days? What is this? What is this? 2021? Come on.
That's when the Chicago White Sox won the AL Central, which apparently, according to Brian Power, we should be doing again. So party like it's 2021. Yeah.
All right, let's do a couple free plays and we will get out of here. So we've got a NASCAR play and a player prop for MLB. Get this this NASCAR play in. The lines have been moving, and then like as soon as practice or qualifying start, it comes down. So just if you were going to follow the NASCAR play, get this in. Chris Buescher to finish in the top 10. He has top 10s at other ovals like Michigan, Texas, Kansas, Darlington, and Vegas. They're at Pocono, a gigantic oval track with one massively long straightaway. And he's been the second best Ford this year, and he's 8th in points. And we cashed. This was a client play, Buescher top 10. So that was a nice cash. We can do it again here at a big oval. And then Dan, don't we have to make money off of some of these hitters in the Athletics Brewers game? Have you seen some of the highlight, like basic pop-ups or home runs?
They're just. Do you see the total, Andy? The total's 14.5.
I know.
I want to bet the under.
And now they don't even have two very good pitchers out there. So I picked Yelich to go over 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs. This ballpark, they've given up 29 runs in game 1, 12 runs in game 2. Dan already mentioned 14.5 over. Yelich was batting leadoff, so he's getting a ton at bats. He had 5 at bats yesterday, 4 hits plus runs plus RBIs in each of the first 2 games. Perkins is pitching for Oakland. He's a relief pitcher, but on June 5th, he started and went 4 innings and kind of got lit up, gave up 5 runs. So I just expect some kind of bullpen type-ish game, and the Athletics 9th worst. So everything points to Yelich getting a lot of opportunities, a lot of base runners on there. So yeah, we'll see if hopefully he can hit us a dinger today. One dinger does it. One dinger could do it, Dan.
It certainly could, indeed. And speaking of dingers, Andy, worth bringing up, we had 3 winners yesterday for our on Tuesdays. We do a little something we call Dinger Tuesday. We tell people comment below who you think's going to hit a home run. We had 67 Silver Hazy, Frank Raposa, and Brian Powers Burner, BP 93323. They all dropped their dingers in the comment and they won. And most of them, I think 2 of them were that Dingler guy, right? And
Dylan
the only
Dingler
reason,
hit dinger.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Like you can't write it any better. And I think one of the comments was, Andy, I'm going with Dingler simply because his name is funny on Dinger Tuesday. So again, the methodology for selecting your home run hitting pitchers is way better than whatever I'm doing, because when I picked my winner, it was I'm going to the game and I like Bryce Harper. Give me Bryce Harper home run. He hits 2 of them. Since that time, I've been like, who's good against lefties? Who's good against righties? Who has a really good? And I haven't hit one yet. So I'm going just based off of names and vibes. When you hit yours, it was because Tokyo Brandon said Mookie Betts is going to suck. And you were like, no, he's not. I'm going to bet him to bet a home run. And what does he do? Hits a home run, Andy. The methodology, you cannot use stats if you're looking for home run hitters. You just can't.
Yep. I've done all the analysis. Oh, I like this guy. What a good matchup. No, I had a little joke going with Tokyo Brandon. That's when we hit it. So, all right, great show. Thank you to Brian. Thank you to Ski. We got a huge game in the NBA tonight. It's either going to be 3-1 with Knicks with all the momentum ready to close it out, or Spurs can tie this thing up and then buckle up for a couple of good games. So appreciate everyone for joining us. Again, 4% double pack is up. We got MLB and NBA tonight. There's a MLB player prop that's out. We got our 5% NASCAR play, and we got our World Cup play that is out. And all access clients, get those futures in, because as soon as the tournament starts, those things come off the board. So make sure you get those in. Thanks very much for joining us. Hit the like button, subscribe, and after the show, as soon as the show is over, comment whether you agree with Andy and your Wager Talk username. I like the over in the White Sox Braves. Or if you agree with Brian, type Brian, your Wager Talk username. He likes the under 7.5 White Sox Braves. Winner gets free 3-day flex pass. Thanks very much for joining us. Good luck on your bets. We'll see everyone tomorrow.